What up? How we doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for hanging out with us over here at the Killjoy Jake YouTube channel. Still don't know if I'm live yet because there's a little stream delay, but if you're watching this right now, maybe on replay, thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate you guys a ton. Thanks for breaking it down on a Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Talking a little Scream. Scream Friday, 15 weeks until the new movie comes out, which is pretty exciting. I am live, cool. Just making sure. Very good stuff. I'm excited to talk a little Scream 7, ladies and gentlemen. We have 15 weeks until the movie comes out, so I want to hear your craziest thoughts, theories, comments, concerns, everything. Ghostface predictions, even. We're going to get to it all tonight, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I asked Erica to help me out with something, and I wasn't sure if she got the message, so I'll say it right at the top of the stream, and I'll probably say it a few more times as we go along tonight. I posted a very big video talking about one of my favorite weird little series, that is the Creep franchise, of course, and I am really excited for you guys to check out this new video. I put a lot of elbow grease into it. Whole lot of grease, let me tell you. Oh, baby. Lots of grease into this one. It's barely cracking 200 views, so it's not doing very well, but that's okay. Give it a watch. Check it out. It's a 33-minute recap of Season 1 of the Creep tapes, the foray into television, and man, it is an interesting one. I think some would even argue the show is better than a lot of the movies. So definitely check it out. Give it a watch. Check out that video. It's a fun one. And I hope you guys like it. I accidentally hit Q on the stream, and there we go. We're back to it. But let's say hi to everybody. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? How we doing? We got Foxtrot saying, "Wonder what we gonna talk today." I know, right? It's crazy. it's crazy what topic we're choosing to talk about on these streams. But what can I say? It's just one of the most exciting things in the space right now. We do have some other movies that are exciting. Don't get me wrong, but it just seems like, you know, in terms of movies that the space is the most excited for, it's Scream 7. I will be covering some more movies hopefully this weekend. I might do a big review of Keeper. I don't know if there's a whole lot of love for that. I did a little short on it, though. I got to see that earlier, so if you want to ask about Keeper, I can get into that, but it's mostly going to be Scream talk tonight, probably. But of course, we are welcome. The discussion is always open to more and more of horror talk, so anything y'all want to talk about, we will get into. Paula Fitzhenry is saying hi. Hello, Paula. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Marcia Tolly Johnson. What's up? What's up, Marcia? Saying hi. Yo. Andy Weber is saying, I can't wait to see this movie. Me too. I'm excited. How are you doing today, my friend? I'm fantastic, Andy. Thank you for asking. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Richard J. Skarenki is saying, it's Friday night. It's time to party, Jake. Oh, yeah, it is. It's time to party with our horror movies in hand. We'll just bring all our DVDs, 4Ks, Blu-rays, and we'll just, like, go nuts at the club, baby. That's what this stream is going to be all about. Flashing lights, drinks in hand, 4K movies in hand that we're all knocking against each other and breaking into a million pieces. It's going to be an expensive night because everyone knows how pricey those are. But it's gonna be a fun night, damn it. Richard, thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. King Matthew is not gonna make the stream because they're seeing both Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and The Running Man tonight. Very nice, very nice. I gotta see The Running Man still. Very excited for that one. New Edgar Wright flick. I will see anything he makes. I feel like he just hasn't really missed. I wasn't like over the, I'll be honest, last night Soho didn't like blow me away like pretty much everything else he's done, but I still liked it. It was still a really solid movie. I think it's a little overhated, but my only problem with it is it just doesn't have a good twist. Outside of the twist, everything else is fantastic. So I really love his work, and I'm really excited to get into. Definitely really excited to get into that movie, see what it's all about. I hope he did a good, I hope he had a good Stephen King adaptation, man, because that's such a big thing. You know, Stephen King adaptations can go either way, I feel, with a lot of directors, and I'm excited to see what he's brought to the table, so it's going to be fun. I hope you enjoy it. Reaper Kid is saying, I'm so there opening for, you gotta be there. We're going to be covering it like that weekend, all weekend of that last, that's the first weekend of March, I believe, that technically it's going to be like coming out, because it's I think it's like the second to last day of February that bleeds into March. So we will absolutely be talking about it a ton. Go see it Thursday night before it even kind of officially drops, and then we can talk about it all weekend on streams. It's going to be fun. I really hope it's good. You know, I'm really hoping I like it. I surprisingly liked Keeper. Really shocked by how much I liked that movie. I didn't think I was gonna like it, and it was pretty good. It was pretty solid, man. It was a fun watch. Mikey is hanging out with us saying, hey, what's up, Mikey? Welcome in. Thanks for being a channel member. Erica is also here saying, hey, what's up? You did get the message. Thank you so much. Erica, thank you for sharing out the link to the Creep video. Again, if you get bored with the stream, go watch that video. I won't even mind. I won't even be upset if you give it a click. Just give it a watch. We're starting the deep dive series this week. And for the foreseeable future, we're going to try to make deep dive videos a thing on this page. So it would mean the world to me if our subscribers could watch them. That means they get thrown into the algorithm a little bit. Even if it's a topic you're not really crazy on, you will see deep dive videos on Fridays moving forward. Not every Friday, but some Fridays. So if you could just click on them and watch like a minute, it would mean the world to me. It's going to be hard to kind of break into a different field of horror. You know, obviously a lot of this page is Scream and Scream fans, which is great, and I really appreciate you guys a ton. But I guess I am starting to, I'm going to do a big video about this next week, but I am starting to worry about what happens after there's no more Scream movies for a little while. I'm terrified that this channel will die, and we're nearly at 40,000 subscribers. I don't plan on giving this up anytime soon. So this ship ain't sinking, and we're going to make sure that all the holes are plugged. So I really want to, if we can make this deep dive series take off, that would be wonderful. Please just, if you see a video with deep dive on it, just give it a click. Watch a minute of it. It would mean the world to me. That's all I ask. But Erica, thank you for sharing that out. Really appreciate that a ton. Let's try to get that video to 1,000 views. Lisa's Complete Randomness is saying, hello, Lisa. What's up? Thank you for bringing some randomness to the stream. That's going to be fun. We love that. We love that vibe. We got Juan Milan throwing 5 out there. Thank you so much, Juan. Thank you for the 5. Appreciate the support. If it turns out to be Stu's sister, it would be the first time in a Scream movie everyone pretty much guessed the killer. Is that not a bad thing? I don't know if it would be the first time. And I also don't know if everyone's on the same page about that either. I feel like there's a lot of people who think it's just Stu, who think it is just Stu somehow alive still. Let me know in the chat. What do you got? You know what? We're going to start a poll. I'm actually curious about this. Let's get a poll going. And I'm going to put different things out there. Who do we think is the killer in Scream 7? So here, let me start a poll, and I'm going to put a few different options out there because I think a lot of people are thinking Stu, so I'm going to put that one first. Leslie Mocker, Anna Camp is what I'll say. You know what? I don't have... Wait, I do have that. Hang on. Leslie Mocker, Anna Camp. I thought I didn't have enough characters. I do have that. Okay. Stu, Leslie Mocker. Who's another one? McKenna Grace. McKenna Grace is absolutely... Oh, that's not a capital E in the middle of her name. McKenna Grace is another option. A lot of people are suspicious of her because of the skirt. And then I'm going to throw another one out there, Asa Gurman. That's another one I feel like a lot of people are wondering. Who is Ghostface? And this will give us the true answer if everyone's kind of on the same page. If we get a 100% here. If we get a 100% Stu, well, then if it's Stu, yeah, that's not really surprising. Or a 100% Leslie, well, then that's not surprising either. But let's see. I'm actually, let's put this super chat to the test here. I'm quite curious. I'm going to throw that out there. We're going to forget about that for a little bit, and we're going to come back to it, Juan, because I'm curious myself. I'm curious myself if whatever the reveal is going to be, if it's shocking, surprising, or not. I will say I think it is a bad thing to make a murder mystery just in general and not have, you know, a good mystery with your killer. And I think the problem with Scream is that because it's so serialized, you know, because it is so, you know, connecting from the past to the next thing, it makes it adds another level of predictability. I feel like if this franchise was more episodic and just more of like, we're starting where the next movie starts, you know, here's a brand new story with brand new characters every single time who have a new Ghostface problem, that would lend itself to I just feel like a better murder mystery series. But Scream is becoming more and more about the comfort movie, just revisiting these same characters. I don't know. For me, I've always been more drawn to the murder mystery, Ghostface as a moniker. I feel like it's a really interesting killer just in general. And I would just be, I think I would just be upset if they just lost that element. That's such an important part of what makes Scream the franchise that it is. I do love the characters too, but I think we need to move on from them all and just kind of get into some other kinds of stories. But that's just my crazy thought. I'm going into Scream 7 knowing that it's, you know, another chapter in the same story. So to judge it any other way I just don't feel like would be fair. You know, like we're definitely getting a movie that is the next soap opera chapter in the Scream legacy and the Scream story. story. So, you know, to expect anything else, I feel like would be expecting something that this movie was never trying to be, or it just simply isn't going for. But I'm excited to see what the next potentially last chapter in Sidney Prescott's story looks like, and we will absolutely give it a shot. But hopefully this thing is good. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully it delivers all the goods. I want it to deliver all the goods of things we want from this series. But I also really want a good murder mystery and a good reveal. Lisa's Complete Randomness, thank you for the 5, saying, lately I think that Leslie Mocker will be kidnapped, revealed at the end with the motive being people looking for Stu. Like she's trying to protect Stu kind of thing, and she's killing people because there's folks who are after him. Like there is people in universe who believe that Stu is alive. And it seems to be the way it's been handled seems to be like it's conspiracy theory, you know, and I feel like that's meta commentary on the fan base itself. So maybe I do think whatever the motive is, it's kind of playing into that a little bit. I feel like we can just tell from, you know, the way that the trailer has been set up. It's playing into Stu Macher is the killer and alive somehow. It totally is. There's no doubt about it in my mind. That's what I personally, like, you know, going back to what Juan said, that's what I feel like is obvious, is that Stu's like, it's like, that's not new to anybody who's stalked Scream before. I feel we've all heard the Stu theories. So I don't want it. If it's gonna be Stu is alive, you got to throw another something else in there for me at this point. You know, I'm done. Are the days are behind me where I'm going to argue it's illogical, because like Scream is always going to be a little illogical to work at this point. So I can't get upset about that. I want to be able to try to figure out who it is and have a guess before we get to the third act. I like to sit there and like really analyze everyone's, you know, mannerisms, how they're talking to each other. Is there what's going on? What's going to be a big clue for ultimately who gets revealed as the killer? And I just feel like you wash all of that away if you bring back a past Ghostface just in general. It doesn't matter who it is. I have no vendetta against Stu. I just feel like I feel like bringing back a dead character in any sense is just evading a murder mystery. So I like the idea that it could be Leslie Mocker and this person's identity isn't necessarily revealed until the end. Like if it's Anna Camp and she's Stu's sister, you know, that's there's still some shock and surprise I feel like that they can pull the wool over our eyes with. It's a theory too, but I wouldn't like, that's the other thing I'll say is that even if that is what it ends up being, I'm not going to be upset about that. You know what I mean? It's still a solid, it's still a Scream-esque story. It's still something that's been set up in the other movies, which I guess is kind of cool, but it lacks the predictability that it is predictable based on things we've already heard in the franchise, and it's hard to do a story like that from this franchise and do it successfully. But I hope that they're able to make it happen. Throw something in there that we haven't, you know, we're not all sold on 100%, and then that could be the big shock and surprise, I guess is my point. But Lisa, thank you for the 5. I greatly appreciate that. We're gonna end this poll. I'm curious what our results are. So what are we looking like? Okay, so we got 45% who are saying Stu, majority on Stu. Leslie Mocker at 33%, McKenna Grace 11, and Asa Gurman at also 11. We only had 18 votes. What's up with that? We got 40 people in here. Okay, but it is almost half Stu, but almost the other half is people saying it's Leslie, McKenna, or Asa Gurman. So I feel like that's decent numbers. I feel like not everyone is 100% on Leslie Mocker like I am. Like I'm like 100% sure at this point. I feel like it's definitely going to be Anna Camp, and she's Stu's sister who's angry about something, probably her son dying. That's why she's a killer now. That's my guess. At least I'm personally pretty sold on that. That's my prediction. And I hope it's not that. I hope we're dead wrong. I don't want it to be that, but that's what I think it is. Mikey has been a member for a whole month. Thank you so much, Mikey. I greatly appreciate your support. Watch longer than a minute. Commentary-based videos usually suffer if less than 4 minutes are watched. The algorithm loves to be fed by retention. Yeah, but the problem is no one's even watching it right now. So I'm just, I'm trying to get people to just watch it in general. I think what upsets, it doesn't upset me. You guys watch a lot of my videos, and that means a lot. But I did put a lot of work into this one. And I know what's weird is like creep tapes is a popular search term right now. This season 2 just came out today, the first episode, which was phenomenal, by the way. I really thought I'd get more than like 200 views in day one. I thought we could at least break 1,000. That would have been at least worth it. This is a video that took me 2 weeks, where the majority of the other videos you see on this page take me like 4 or 5 hours. So I really hope that 2 weeks of work isn't down the drain. I did not sleep last night because I was trying to get this video done, and it's just not really hitting. There's also an excellent collaboration with Splattercast. If you guys love them, they're wonderful. Love those dudes. It's great doing that. They're big collaboration in that video as well. So there's so much to it. I feel like I know my deep dives are good videos, and I'm gonna keep making them because I know that they're gonna hit eventually, but it's just gonna take some time. I mean, I knew that, the first thing I did wasn't gonna be the biggest hit ever. So it's just gonna take some time. It's just gonna take some time to get there, and I'm just gonna keep making them, and hopefully people start watching them. Because I think, again, if the only thing I'm talking about is the next Scream movie, I'm gonna cover these next 2 Scream movies, don't get me wrong, but I think if that's all I talk about, eventually this channel is just going to die, and I really don't want that to happen. I put too much work into this page for just to let this page go down. So please check out those, again, just check out anything with deep dive in it. If I post something like that, just give it a couple minutes of your time then. Mikey, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for being a member of this page. Just click on them. click on them at the very least. Watch 4 minutes if you have even the least bit of time or interest. That would mean the world to me, is what I'll say. But Mikey, thank you again for supporting the page. I greatly appreciate that a ton. Thank you for your support. We also have Lisa throwing another 5 out there. Thank you, Lisa. Saying Leslie is kidnapped, a victim of people looking for Stu, conspiracy theorists, not necessarily a cult. So like, yeah, it's people who believe that Stu is still alive, right? It's people who, not all being led by Stu, but just folks who believe that he is still out there for one reason or the other. I feel like that works a little bit with what's going on in his like Airbnb-ified house, right? Because we've turned Stu's house into a location to celebrate the movies and the true crime. Like it's one big fake franchise that we can have fun with. But in universe, right? The Stab movies are based on real events. That's kind of messed up. It's kind of like what's going on with the Ryan Murphy monster show. Like, it's like, dude, that's a real thing that people really died based on that, and we're treating Ed Gein like he's the new Leatherface. Like, that's messed up in my opinion. The fact that we have people who dressed up as Ed Gein for Halloween, like, again, I can't support that. We can't be celebrating people who actually killed people. Leatherface is not real. Ghostface is not real either. So it's fun. We can joke around about these killers, but I just feel like when it's something that actually did happen, it's just a totally different story. And I think that Scream 7 could totally hit on that. That's a very topical thing for Scream to touch on. That's in the horror realm or in the mindset of horror fans. So I feel like if we touched on that a little bit with Stu being celebrated in universe, even though he really tried to kill Sidney Prescott, and Sidney has a whole lot of trauma because of that jackass, and of course Billy and Roman and everybody else, but Stu is definitely part of that. To celebrate him, how would Sidney Prescott feel about that? She's clearly not a fan of the Stab movies, right? So I think that could be interesting. I think that could be a cool route for them to take with it. I don't think they need to have Stu actually be alive to go down that route, but if they wanted to, sure, rock on. But Lisa, thank you for the 5. I greatly appreciate it. I like the idea of a bunch of conspiracy theorists who want Stu to be alive and celebrate him like he's a Michael Myers or a Leatherface in universe, right? So that could be fun. Thank you again. Thank you so much for the support. We got King Bull saying Matthew Lillard has been the only marketing for this movie all year. Well, no, we just got a trailer. So for it to just be an AI call would annoy the large percentage of the audience, no doubt. Yep. yeah, without a doubt. If even though I don't want to see him alive, I will say right now it's going to be a criticism of the movie is if they announce, hey, Matthew Lillard is back as Stu Macher. Hey, David Arquette is back as Dewey Riley. Hey, Scott Foley is back as Roman Bridger. And the only way they actually bring them back is our new ghost faces are just using their voices. Well, that doesn't really mean they're back. You just lied to us to put butts in seats. And I'm there's no other way to look at that except for it's clickbait. It's movie clickbait. It's not even like just some YouTuber trying to get some views. It's a movie doing that now. And that's upsetting to me. So I really hope that I want a flashback. I really want this. I really, really, really want some sort of flashback to show those characters on screen again. Otherwise, it's just going to feel very cheap to me. Very just like, wow, we we really just, because I mean they've brought them back for voices and stuff in other movies. And Scream 3, you can hear Stu and Billy's voices in the background. I think they recycled it from the original movie, but Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich are credited for that third film. So that's, if they had announced before that, hey, Billy and Stu are back, like, wouldn't that send a different message than, oh, they're just going to use their voices for like one chase scene of that movie? I would really be upset if they lied to us essentially to put butts in seats, because that's all it would be doing. Soul is saying, I think the daughter will be partially involved, but just for social media, and it was supposed to be a fake intruder. So she's got like a Jill thing going on. I really hope they don't repeat Jill, man. We just did repeat killers in Scream 6. I really hope it's not the same thing again. Mimi is saying, I think what they should have done was have Sam Carpenter as Ghostface. She finally snapped, aware of her own legacy. Within the legacy, she wants to burn it all down. I really wouldn't mind having a main character have a dark ending in Scream, because I think that with Sydney, they're just so protective of that character. They don't ever want to have, they never want to give her a dark ending. And Kevin Williamson, Nev Campbell, they have said it multiple times. Sydney's not dying in this franchise. That's never going to happen. And that, I feel like you're just kind of, that's not, to me, it's not, I don't want Sydney to die, but it's kind of boring. It kind of sucks a lot of the fun out of it to say that your main character is just never going to die. I feel like now if there's any sort of, chase scene or whatever with Sydney, that's just not going to work for me. All I'm going to be thinking about is Kevin Williamson saying, we would never kill this character. So unless they actually went and, like, if they're lying to us and then they did kill her, like, that would shock me. But I wouldn't want them to do that anyway. So I don't know. It's such a tough thing. I sound like an impossible to please fan, but honestly, I'm still probably gonna be vibing with Scream 7, even if it's like not fantastic. I'm probably still gonna be walking out of it being like, okay, that was pretty cool though. There was this and that, but I still had a pretty good time with it. The Alpha is saying, I liked the Creep movies, but thought Creep Tapes was super repetitive for me, so wasn't excited for season 2. Damn, brutal. We were talking, me and Splattercast, where we were talking about the series, and there's some parts of it that I feel like are even better than the movies for me personally, but other parts that aren't, and I dive into why that is. I feel like the more I watch that first season too, the more I like it, the more little nuances I'm picking up on. I also had a theory for what they're going to do for Creep 3, and that to me is like, that's the reason you should watch the video. If you liked the Creep movies and you want to know what they're doing for Creep 3, which like apparently is in the works according to Patrick Bryce, I have a very, very strong feeling about this theory. That's all I'm going to say. I feel like I have something figured out about the Creep that has not been that has not been officially put out there about him. So I think I have something figured out from season 1, and I'm honestly really proud of the theory. So that was again part of that, a lot of that research and just going back and rewatching that series a ton of times. So give it a watch, check it out. And if you really don't want to watch the series, I'm literally recapping all 6 episodes. So if you were just like, man, I don't know, it sounds repetitive or whatever, give it a watch. Watch my video at the very least. Austin is saying, did you see the trailer for Primate yet? I did. I'm really excited for that one. It looks like a slasher with a killer monkey. Yes, I will likely be able to see that one early, which is really exciting. And I'm down. I'm really excited to get out an early review of that movie. It's coming from a director who I feel is underrated, Johannes Roberts. A lot of people hate him for some reason. I really like his movies. I don't know. I will defend Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. I enjoyed that flick. I don't think it's great by any means, but I think it is definitely better than the other Resident Evil movies. They actually decided to do storylines from the video games. And like that's kind of what I want. Like take storylines from the games and make them your own. And that's kind of what they did. Not everything's great, not everything's polished over for sure, but it's better than just the fan fiction that is, the other 6 movies that have almost nothing to do with the games at all. So I'll take it. I'll take Welcome to Raccoon City, but I think Zach Krager's version that we're getting next year is definitely going to be better. Anyways, Johannes Roberts, I really like his stuff. I think he made the best Strangers sequel by far. I really liked, he did 47 Meters Down, right? I really liked that movie as well. He's done a lot of weird stuff all over the place. I think Primate's going to be another banger, though. Definitely excited for this. If you wanted to see the opening scene of Nope be an entire film, that's essentially what Primate is. It's a pet monkey that gets rabies and starts killing the family who I guess who owns them or whatever. But yeah, give it a while. Check it out this January. I'll have an early review of that one, spoiler free, of course, and I'm really excited to get into it. Raptor Crashers is also with us, saying Predator Badlands is the best AVP movie to come out since Alien 1 and 2 and Predator 1 and 2. I'm glad he liked it so much. Oh, that rocks. Badlands is up there for me. I think when I was walking out of the theater, I said it's my favorite sequel. Now I'm a little more like, I think it's number 3, but it's up there, dude. Badlands totally rocked. I think that people calling it a Marvel Predator movie, I just feel like that's a little harsh. I will say in my review, I did criticize the use of humor. There was a little too much humor for a Predator movie for my taste, especially in the middle there, but I think that personally, it's still a very awesome flick. And if you're worried about it being PG-13, well, it's still pretty brutal. Trust me, there's a lot of decapitations and arms getting cut off and shit. So if you you won't be disappointed by the alien gore that you get in that movie. Samantha Robinson, what's up? What's up? CB reacting. How we doing? How we doing? Welcome in. I think that Scream is based on a real thing that happened. Yeah, but not like recounting the exact events. Isn't it like the Gainesville Ripper they're inspired by? I mean, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was inspired by Ed Gein and some of the stuff he made, but it's not a direct retelling of his actual story. That's the thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with being inspired, but if you're going to say like, hey, we're doing here is Ed Gein's backstory, and we're going to frame it like he's the victim in the story. That's where I don't agree with Ryan Murphy. That's where I don't agree with that series, and why I think it's kind of gross. So I have no interest in promoting that series. There's a reason I don't have Netflix anymore. I'm gonna find all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna find a way to watch Stranger Things. Do with that information what you will, but dude, after that is over, I have no interest in paying for Netflix anymore, man. That streaming service has gone down the drain so poorly. Hollywood Guys hanging out with us, thank you for the 5. It doesn't seem fair that if they bring back all of these people to for voiceovers and Matthew for an appearance, seems wrong to me, and the others not. I do agree with that. I kind of what I was saying earlier, if Matthew's just the only one, or just if any of these characters who have been announced to be reprising the role of their dead characters, if they're not on screen, it's going to be disappointing. Yeah. Dude, without a doubt. I think that it sucks the way that they announced it, and the whole thing blows. I would have rather it been a leak, if I'm being honest. I hate that they were just like, yeah, Matthew Lillard is back as Stu, and David Arquette is back as Dewey, when they're probably just going to be voices. If I'm being honest, just from what it seems like to me. I'm also just thinking about what was teased to us in the trailer. We literally only heard their voices, and I just feel like there's some misdirection going on there, like how there has been in the last 2 initial Scream trailers. What's that misdirection this time? I think it's very clearly the fact that they're trying to make it seem like Stu Macher is alive and running the show this time around. I really think that's what it is. But again, hey, maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. But I completely agree. I think it's unfair. I think it would be unfair to have one of them, if not all of them, with the way that they announced it. Again, I'm not, this isn't me saying that I'm not making this up. The way that they announced it was Matthew Lillard is back as Stu Macher in Scream 7. And if he's not really back, if it's just the AI voice, the new killer's like using an AI device to emulate his voice, that's just going to be incredibly disappointing to so many fans, and even me. I'll be honest, I'm not even really big on the whole bringing back a dead killer or dead characters in general, and that would disappoint me too, just with the way that they announced it. So I'm gonna stop sounding like a broken record here. Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5. I greatly appreciate that. I hope that with the way they announced it, they better have him on screen. Irish Warrior 85 is saying we love Scream 7. Hell yeah, Irish Warrior. I hope it's good. I hope we vibe with it. I hope it's a really solid sequel. Michael Rue is saying, oh, TF is good. I was talking about so many things. I don't know what TF means. Antonis Andriotis. Hey, yo. What's up, man? How you doing? Welcome in. What else do we got? Paula Fitzhenry. What's up? Welcome in. Don't know if I said hi to you. It was based on actual events by the Gainesville Ripper, but the whole story, I mean, again, just it's not a recounting of exactly that. You know what I mean? That's kind of that's my big thing. Like Scream is, again, you can be inspired, you can be based on, you can be this or that. But if you're doing a recounting of, hey, this is the real life killer who did this, and then we're gonna put that to the screen and glorify him or change the story in any sort of way, implement your own fiction, Hollywoodify it. I don't think that's right. I'm not really for that. There's nothing wrong with coming up with stories. You know what I mean? Most of Scream is fiction. Sidney Prescott is not a real person, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's fun. That's awesome. I love slasher movies, but I think when it's based off of real people and we're glorifying these real life killers, I just think that's kind of gross. So I'm gonna. You might disagree. People might disagree, but it's a point that I just don't feel like it's a hill I'll die on. Mimi is saying I think they should have 2 daughters old enough to battle Ghostface, and to lose one would up the stakes for Sydney, since they won't kill her off. Her husband isn't enough these days. I think the husband's gonna die, and that's going to make us think the daughter could die, but like they're probably both going to be living through this one is my guess. I don't even, I'll be honest, I don't even care. You guys know how I feel about Joel McHale as Sidney Prescott's husband. I just don't think I don't think that chemistry is going to work very well on screen, if I'm being totally real. And I think it would be, honestly, it would just be best off if they have minimal amounts of scenes and just Joel gets killed in the middle of the movie. I think that would work for me, so that hopefully McDreamy can slip in there for the next movie and they kind of rekindle an old flame. That's what I want more than anything. Look at me, the slasher fan who likes blood and guts, who is all obsessed with the romance of these movies now. I'm sucked into Scream, man. I'm sucked in. Oh, it's crazy. Eli Cortez, how's it going? Welcome in, Eli. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you a ton. Thank you. The Alpha is saying, I'm going to try and live under a rock for Scream 8. We know too much about movies these days. I agree. I knew nothing about Screams 5 or 6. And a lot of things are out there about Scream 7. It is, you got to be careful. I was just telling, I can't say, but I was just telling the Night Watch Zone that I'm like, I do know, I was telling him yesterday, I know something about Scream that I definitely will never share or even hint at about this new movie. And I'm bummed that I know it, so. Kiki, there definitely will not be advanced screenings of these Scream movies. They typically never do that, so that there's just no way of the killers leaking. So I definitely will not be seeing this one early, unfortunately. I wish I could. I definitely wish I could, but there's just almost never an early screening for these movies. But hey, we got 57 people watching. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Erica has just shared a link to my Creep Tape Season 1 deep dive video. I put a lot of elbow grease into this bad boy, put my whole ass into it. Put my whole stinky ass into this movie, and into this video that is 33 minutes long. Give it a watch. It's also a collaboration with my good friends Luke and Dylan from Splattercast. So if you like those dudes, they're in there. They're in there, baby. It's awesome. So it's a really cool video. Please check it out. Definitely, I really want this video to do well. So give it a watch, and check out Creep Tape Season 2, which just premiered today with its first episode. Juan is throwing 5 out there. What's up, Juan? Thank you again for the support. Saying Mickey definitely gets forgotten, and he's easy top 3 killer. I totally agree. Wish Timothy was announced for this too. I think that Timothy Olyphant, I think he has the best motive. I love his performance as our killer in Scream 2, and I just wish they were able to do more with him. You know what I mean? I think he is easily the most underrated killer in all of Scream, and I wish we got more from Mickey. He is I champion him constantly as the character who I think is the best killer. I love the motive is the most Scream motive out there. You're gonna kill people and just be open about it. It's like, yeah, no, I killed all these people and I'm gonna blame the movies and get away with murder. That is the most Scream, the most screamy possible motive you could ever have. And I don't know if any motive will ever top that for me. I love it so much. And I wish that Scream 2 knew how cool that motive was, because it feels like they were just like, it's whatever. Let's focus on Billy's mother instead. I just don't get that line of thinking. I think this is the coolest killer ever who just did not get enough screen time. I wish Mickey was running the show in Scream 2. I couldn't agree more. Honestly, if any character should come back from the dead, it's Timothy Olyphant as Mickey. I think there's just so much more they could do with that character, with that motive. Even nowadays, it's a very late 90s motive, but it's a great one. If any character is going to come back from the dead, it should be Mickey. But one, I love that. Thank you for the 5. I greatly appreciate it. Hey, Scream 8 is still on the horizon. If Scream 7, let's say Stu is alive, if we're just ripping the Band-Aid off, logic is out the window, who cares? Bring back Mickey for Scream 8 then. let's see that storyline fixed up. I would love to see that, honestly. If we're gonna have Stu in Scream 7, bring back Mickey for Scream 8 then. Fuck it. Ty Lee is saying, I finally am going to watch Together. I can't wait. Picked up the DVD for $15. We got the little poster hanging out back here. If you're wondering why I put that poster up, watch that Creep Tapes video that I keep talking about. Maybe you'll find out then. There's a reason. There's a reason that I had that one up specifically. I need to put up some new posters, though. I want to have a different poster on that fridge for upcoming streams and videos. I think that would be fun. I'm working on that. I need more posters. Savannah, what's going on? You came because of Erica. It's my first time here. Super excited. Savannah, thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for talking a little Scream. I don't know if maybe you're just friends with Erica, and that's totally cool. But if you're excited for Scream 7, If you're excited for Scream 7, let us know in the chat. I'm curious. I'm curious if you have any excitement for that or any movies you're excited for. Let us know. Let us know. Did you see the Shudder 10 movie Blu-ray collection? Yes, and I probably shouldn't say this on a live stream, but I would kill for that. Oh my God. Dude, that looks so cool. It has a ton of good movies, some of which I don't even have yet, and I would love that. It looks like a really killer box set. I want that so badly. Ty, that looks badass as fuck. Jake, did you see the Choo Choo Charles kill count? I have never played that game before, Samantha, so I kind of want to play it first and then watch the kill count. I'm very anti-spoilers. I feel like spoilers can ruin movies for me. So I want to play that before I get into that. I will admit I have watched some kill counts on things that I just don't care about that much. Like there's been some games that he hasn't played, or there's been some game kill counts that I was like, whatever about. That's been one on my list for a long time for the gaming channel. So I really want to play that for the first time on our gaming channel called GullGotha before I watch the kill count. But at some point, I will get to that. I watched the what was the one? The Happy Time Murders or something like that. I can't remember the exact naming of it. I watched like half of that, and then I kind of remembered that. I'm like, I've never played this game before. I should probably stop watching this. But I love Zoran's game kill counts, man. Those are really fun. So I hope he keeps doing those because those have been a blast. They've been really refreshing for that page. Love Dead Meat. I think it's the best, the very best horror YouTube channel out there. Savannah is so excited for Scream 7. I'm a horror fanatic. Oh, well, you're in the right place, Savannah. Rock on. Rock on. Let us know if you're excited for Scream 7. Let us know who you think the killer is in the film. And also, are you excited? Is there any movie this weekend that you're excited for? We have a few horror adjacent releases this weekend, including Osgood Perkins' Keeper. We have The Running Man, which is out. I just saw Keeper, so I can kind of give you a spoiler-free review if you're interested. Let us know. Let us know, Savannah. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you a ton. Thank you. Ghostface Killer is saying, what's up, everybody? What's up, Ghostface? How's it going? Who are you? Who's underneath that mask? Will you tell us? Or, don't spoil it yet. Erica is saying, Savannah is in my Jersey Shore Discord. No way. That's awesome. She joins us for horror movie nights there. That rocks. Awesome. I gotta join that sometime. You told me you guys watch horror movies every now and then. I gotta get in there. I gotta catch up on Jersey Shore though. I think I've maybe only seen like a couple episodes. So I feel like I would get like ripped apart in that Discord. But let me catch up on that show. Let me watch all the seasons and I'll hop in there. May May is saying, I really hope that they do something out of left field and have the killer being linked to Gale in the books instead of being a disgruntled family member with a boring revenge motive. I agree wholeheartedly. It just seems, again, with the way the trailer is set up, it just feels like everything we're hearing out of Ghostface's mouth, it's like, I grew up in Woodsboro and, it's all connecting to the past again. It feels like it's inevitable that it's going to be something like that, unfortunately. But I think what you're talking about, May May, would be amazing. I love the idea of Gale being the target this time around. Because again, I don't think you can do a Scream movie anymore where Sydney is the target. There's no tension there. There's no suspense. What's the point of making a slasher movie if you can't have kills, suspense, or tension? So I think the idea of making Gale the focus of a Ghostface killer, like going after her for writing all those books, that's interesting. That could be a whole different person. That does not have to be a family member for wherever that ends up going. I love that idea. That could be fun. Talking Star Wars, what's up? Welcome in. Thank you for being with us. Who else do we got with us today? The Sir is saying, I was really hoping that that would have been a plot for Scream 3 or 4 at that time. This would be cool, or separate killers in Scream 7 with one targeting Gale. The idea of focusing on Gale for writing all those books, I think they could still make that movie happen. I really think that could still be a possibility, depending on if Gale, of course, survives Scream 7, which how are we feeling about that? Over, under, yes, no? I don't know. I'm really not 100% sure. My conspiracy theory is that she was supposed to die in the previous flick. I've talked a bit about this on streams before, but because they couldn't get Sydney, it just wouldn't make any sense. If Gale died, then why isn't Sydney here to avenge her? Does Sydney only care about Dewey from our like core 3 characters? No, I think Gale and Sydney have a bit of a relationship now, even though it didn't start in a necessarily great place, but it's grown over time. Now they're kind of like they're blood sisters. We've killed ghost faces together, damn it. So I definitely think she would have showed up. But of course they couldn't get Nev Campbell for Scream 6. That was a whole thing. It's been a lot of drama covering Scream, hasn't it? So much drama. It's been crazy. A lot of insane things happening behind the scenes, which hasn't been a whole lot of fun. Michael is saying, didn't they float around Neil Prescott being the killer and Gale was the target for part 3? I'm not 100% sure. With Neil having more of a significant role in 3, I could see that maybe being a thought up there for sure. He's a little more involved with that movie than obviously the previous sequel. So there's a chance. There's always a chance. Gina's hanging out with us saying, I have a spare but need it carried. What? You have a spare tire? Huh? But it needed carried, Erica, and I'm not asking anyone at 12:45 a.m. I'll have to wait. I hope you're okay, Gina. I'm not sure. Do you have a flat? I'm so mad as my TV just effed up. Oh, here we go. So I can't watch. I'm like, what's going on? I thought you had a flat tire. So I can't watch Dexter. Hope everyone has sent the like button some love, or I'm going to get even more mad. I'm so sorry. That's terrible to hear. I hope that you can get a new TV soon. I literally have an old one that I wish I could give to you, but I think you're in the UK, Gina, if I'm not mistaken. I could toss it really, really far across the pond to you, and maybe you'll catch it. But I think it's just going to land in the ocean. I think I don't know if I can throw that far. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you're able to get a new one sometime soon so you can keep watching Dexter. That's a show I got to put on sometime soon too. Oh my God. I've heard nothing but good things about it. The Sir is saying, I think Gale is done in Scream 7, but it better be as impactful or more impacting than Randy and Dewey. I totally agree with that. I think that Gale maybe is an even more important character to this franchise than either Randy and Dewey, which I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but like Gale writing all these books, I feel like is part of the reason why more and more ghost faces have come about, like if it was just Billy and Stu, okay, that's just a crazy tale about something that happened in a small town a long time ago. But because there's been so many ghost faces, I think that's kind of drawn other serial killers across the years and the decades to donning the mask themselves, Like I don't think you'd have Richie Kirsch without you wouldn't have a Richie Kirsch killer without the movies, and then you wouldn't have the Scream 6 killers without Richie either. You know what I mean? So I think 100% Gale is such an important part of why this has become a franchise. So I could totally see her being our new target of Ghostface at some point and dying at the hands of a Ghostface. That movie would be fucking bonkers. Oh my God. Savannah's saying, I agree. She needs to stop writing the books. She keeps making it popular. Exactly. There wouldn't be stab movies without Gale Weathers, right? So I feel like she is part of the problem. That's something I want the films to address a little more, maybe. Raptor Crashers is saying, I thought Bro was stuck in the middle of nowhere like Dawn and Tara from Terrifier. Don't go near the creepy clowns. Yeah, if any clowns show up, Gina, if they break out of your TV that's not working, just be careful. Don't follow them into the TV, for the love of God. Oh God. That's so funny. King Bull is saying, I haven't seen the new Dexter season. I can't watch any Dexter because I have not seen the original show, so I don't want to see like the spin-off stuff. I'm hearing there's like a prequel show. I still don't. I would rather just start with the original show, get through that, and then watch the other stuff. I hear it's great, and one day I will sit down and watch it. It's just 8 seasons is a lot, and I don't have a whole lot of time right now. So I think once all the Scream stuff is over, I'm going to sit down and start a new TV show. Madison and I plowed through The Handmaid's Tale, and I don't know if you guys have seen, that was the last like big show I watched. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but that was phenomenal. That was a really good show. I have criticisms of the ending, but I knowing that they're doing a sequel show, I'm holding those criticisms because I'm like, okay, they're doing a sequel to it. Oh, Madison's ears are burning. My criticism of Handmaid's Tale is, and I don't want to spoil it, but what's her name? Hang on, I'm gonna mute myself. I made Madison cry because I'm criticizing. No, I loved that show. What's her face? What's her name? Elizabeth Moss. Her performance is like actually so stellar in that show. It's so fantastic.
Wow, that's wild.
Live chat. There we go. We fixed it. We're only 45 minutes into the stream. We still got a whole nother hour. Come on now.
Wow.
Come on now. I don't.
This is so warm.
Yeah, dude, that TV's crazy. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but my second monitor, just like Gina, Gina and I are struggling in similar ways. My second monitor over here was very old and it recently took a shit, like basically once we got into the apartment. So now I wish I could show you guys. I should just move the camera, say fuck it. I am now using, is this your old TV or is it your mom's old TV?
So this is initially our first flat screen. So this was in the living room, and then my mom upgraded that, and it became my TV in my room. And then she upgraded hers, so mine was the old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
kept on getting upgraded.
This is an outrageous set. Like I have a regular computer. I have a regular computer monitor right here, and then I have like a 32-inch TV like on the side. It's like it's hanging over my desk. I mean, it looks outrageous right now. It's so crazy. Hopefully, I can afford a new monitor soon. But if you're wondering, hey Jake, what's that blanket behind you? It's the old monitor. I'm hoping to get it fixed at some point. My sister can help me out with that. She's better at tech than I will ever be. But fun little side story. There we go. We love that. Don't be reading my lips, Erica. No spoilers. No spoilers about Handmaid's Tale. Watch it. It's a good show. But again, they're doing that sequel series, so I think they're going to fix that up.
New Testament.
I think the whole show is going to be about that. I think that's why they didn't do it in The Handmaid's Tale.
And the older her.
Yeah, yep. I know. I totally know what you mean. I 100%. No, I because of, I can't say it. I don't want to spoil it, but I know exactly who you're talking about. The two characters.
Forcing you to watch that, even though you couldn't even get through the first episode.
Dude, the first episode is a lot. The first season is a lot. Okay, back to Scream. I'm sorry. Handmaid's Tale, it's something else.
I'm gonna go get Wingstop. No.
What? Those are fighting words.
You're busy streaming, so
I will actually end this stream right now to get Wingstop, and I think the entire chat will understand that. Dude, don't even threaten me with that. All I want is Wingstop food. I worked all day.
All I want is Wingstop.
You guys thought some people are joining the stream just now and they're being like, I thought we were talking about Scream 7, not Wingstop. What's going on?
Wingstop.
Listen, these are always Wingstop streams. Just take that as a given moving forward. DJ Plays Favorites. Hello. What's up, my friend? Thank you for hanging out with us. We got Soul saying that they're having conversations with each other because I'm so off topic. I'm sorry, everybody. I wish we got a version of 4 with a different opening. People are talking about other shit. Okay, hey, let's get back to it. May is saying, okay, I need to know people's thoughts on the alternate opening for 4. I definitely preferred the alt because it was so original. We never got a kill in front of another character thinking it's a prank. What, the alt opening for 4? Why do I not know about this? I know about the opening with all the different fake outs and shit, but there's an alternate. Why do I not know about this? This is crazy. Scream 4, the whole film I feel the same way about, and I think the opening scene encapsulates my feelings on it. Scream 4 is my favorite sequel, but I do have criticisms, and I think it just gets a little too meta. You know, it's just a little too meta at times, and especially that opening scene for Scream 4. I appreciate it from a distance because of what it does for the franchise. It catches us up like through the decade that Scream essentially missed out on because there was no movies between, 2000 and 2011. And I thought that was really cool. That's what all those little fake outs do. So there's a lot of thoughtfulness there, but it just feels a little too like, oh my God, we're really doing all these fake outs and, fake kills. Oh my God. It's a lot. It feels a little too campy and silly for how dark that movie ultimately ends up getting, You never had Wingstop talking Star Wars. It's like our favorite place. It's so expensive, but like whenever it's a treat kind of thing. Like it's like every now and then, if one of us gets paid or something, it's like, Wingstop, you want to make that happen. It's the best wings I've ever had, hands down. I mean, like, dude, I've gone to, different like sit down restaurants. I think Wingstop is better. It's my absolute favorite wings by like a country mile, dude. I think they're the best. BW3s is way better. Crazy take. I don't hate them, but man, come on now. Wingstop is better. We have Gina saying, I know I'm going to injure my back carrying my spare TV, though. Tomorrow as I need to finish Dexter. I'm going crazy as I'm halfway through an episode. I'm having more weed. I'm sorry. That's a crazy way to end that. Gina, I hope be careful. Be careful. Don't injure yourself. I can't say that on a stream, but that will help. That will help you not injure yourself. But yeah, do what you have to do to see that next episode of Dexter. That's what I'll say. Don't do drugs, kids. Killjoy Jake says that, don't do drugs, but they're pretty cool. I'm kidding. Don't do drugs. I'm kidding. For the love of God, I'm going to get demonetized tomorrow. I'm going to get the email like right after the stream. YouTube's like, dude, nah, you can't be saying that. Anyways, May saying, oh my God, you haven't seen the alternate opening. You have to watch it now. Oh my God. It's a prank. Like it's like they think it's like a prank or something. And then it's actually Ghostface killing people. I'm curious now. Now I need to know. Why have I not even heard of this? The alt was so much darker and scarier. And then the scene where Marnie is hanging from the ceiling fan. I have seen that. I have seen the deleted scene where it's Dewey and he like comes to the crime scene, and I think it's Marnie hanging from the ceiling fan, and there's the blood on the wall that says, "What's your favorite scary movie?" or whatever. I've seen that scene. Is that what we're talking about? Because that scene's awesome. Like that's like one of the craziest. Why is that a deleted scene ever? Raptor Crashers is saying, I watched the movie Carved a few days ago. The story is about a demon pumpkin that kills people at a Halloween festival. Absolute atrocity, 0.4 out of 10. I've heard of that movie. I think the Splattercast guys did a review of that. Okay, speaking of like, I think that's a Tubi movie, and this is, now my brain is going to this. There's a movie called like Match or something like that on Tubi that's getting a lot of buzz. Is that what it is? It's like Match Tubi? Hang on, I'm looking this up real quick because I was hearing there's a new Tubi original that's like actually kind of good. Yeah, it's this Match. Anyway, has anyone seen this? Like, I'm just fish hooking here. Curious if anyone's seen this. I've been thinking about putting it on for some time. I've been crazy busy. Match. Want to watch that sometime. Sounds crazy. Kiki is saying Korean barbecue. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what's up. Mango habanero, atomic. Kiki knows what's up. Where Kiki and we just became Wingstop bros. Hell yeah. The Korean barbecue is my favorite. Like absolute number one. Very good stuff. Paula Fitzhenry is saying, while the internet is working and now YouTube is giving me problems. See, YouTube's taking down the stream. They're like, Killjoy Jake saying some whack shit. We gotta take him out. We got to take him out. No, there's a scene where Jenny is killed in front of Marnie and she thinks it's a prank and stands there. I've never seen that before. Wow. I'm really glad I'm doing these deep dives soon on the 4 Scream movies at the top of next year, because there's clearly more things I need to learn about this franchise. So I'm really excited to dive deep into that. I'm really intimidated on doing a deep dive of the original Scream because I just feel like everyone and their mother has covered that here on YouTube. So I'm trying to find something that isn't already in a YouTube video that I can place in my Scream video. I'm trying to find just something about that original, some fun fact about the original Scream that would make my video hold some weight, and I am digging deep. And hopefully by I think the second week of January is when I want to have that video out. Hopefully by then I can find something. So if anyone has like a a fun fact about the original Scream that isn't commonly known, please send me a message. I really don't want to just, I can't make I don't know. I feel weird doing a deep dive video on something that's been covered over and over and over and over again. I think that's why a lot of my deep dives have been on like newer movies or like movies that haven't been spotlighted as much. Like I did a Halloween 3 video recently. And I think I did get to, I think I was able to talk about some different things I hadn't seen in other people's Halloween 3 videos. So I think that's such a big part of, if you're going to do a deep dive, like you got to be able to, even the people who know everything about this franchise, you know, they if they take something away from your video, then it's valuable, you know. And I think that's important to me. It's really important to me to get something in there about the original Scream that isn't commonly known. So I'm really digging deep for that. We'll see if I can find it. You should investigate the second Ghostface in Scream 3. I do want to do a video. I have a video series coming out soon, King Bull, about other ghost faces that may or may not have been revealed. I have a whole idea for something about that. Jake, we never found out who it was. There was clearly two of them in a certain, that third act doesn't make a whole lot of sense how Roman was able to get from one side of the house to the other, right? So I agree. I think there definitely was somebody else running around being our killer. I want to do a video talking about Angelina. Actually, I'm going to do a Scream 3 deep dive, and I think part of it is going to be talking about Angelina as a killer. I have a lot of thoughts about that, and I'm excited to finally dive into it. I don't want to. It's something I wouldn't want to talk about off the cuff here. It's something I would want to script out first. But I have a lot of thoughts about Angelina as a character and a killer. Oh, Raptor Crashers is saying, I've never been to a Wingstop. I go to Dave's Hot Chicken. Dude, Dave's Hot Chicken also bangs. I wasn't even thinking about that, but very good food there too as well. I'm a foodie. If I wasn't doing a horror movie YouTube channel, I'd be doing like a food channel, 100%. Soul is saying, I think the Scream TV show needs a reboot and needs to be way better. I will eventually cover those as well in deep dive format. I think I'm going to cover the 4 Wes Craven movies leading into Scream 7 and leading into Scream 8. I'm going to cover 5, 6, and the 3 seasons of the television show. That's kind of how I'm thinking about breaking it up. Because I don't want to just cover everything Scream now. You know, I feel like then I'm going to run out of shit. But I would love to do like that moving into Scream 7, and then the kind of the rest of the franchise essentially moving into 8. If it's true that's going to come out next year. Do you guys hear about this? That Scream 8 might drop like a year after Scream 7. So not next year, but top of 2027 essentially. That's crazy. I mean, that would be like a nutty 2 years of talking about movies and shit. So I don't know. I'm excited. That'd be a lot of fun. Erica is saying I never watched the Scream series. I heard it sucked and the Ghostface looked like a Temu knockoff. Yeah, the mask sucked. I agree with you there. It's not bad. It's generic. And it's like, why mess with perfection? The Ghostface mask is super iconic and creepy all on its own. I think some of the twists are pretty cool though. That's what I'll say about the MTV series. It's definitely not awful by any means. I don't think I loved the characters, but like I've only been through it once, which is another reason why I really want to do those deep dives on that show, is because I want to give it another shot. A lot of people like love it, and a lot of people want to see that come back, like maybe even more than the movies sometimes. I've heard that on these streams before. And I think it deserves a second go around. I definitely didn't hate it. I just wasn't like in love with it like how I am with some of the movies. So I think I want to give it another go around, do a deep dive on it. Because especially after doing that for the Creep tapes, I have a whole new appreciation for that season 1. There were some episodes I wasn't as big on, but after diving into it and seeing how they all connect a little more, it's like, oh wow, there's a lot of thoughtfulness behind how they set up these seasons. That's really cool to me. So I like the Creep Tapes show even more than I did a year ago because of going back through it, really learning more about all the setups and stuff. And I don't know, it's a whole thing. So I'm excited to learn more about that Scream TV series. King Bull was saying it's dog shit, so maybe it's going to be worse on rewatch. I don't know. I only saw about 3 episodes of the 3rd series as I was ignoring my friend who used to be my fiance. Oh God, that's a can of worms. While I was visiting with Ziggy, what can I say? We have a kid. Oh, a bigger can of worms. Holy crap. Season 3, I wasn't a big fan of, if I'm being honest. That's a bit of a miss. But seasons 1 and 2, I thought were a solid little conjoined story. I don't think we need any more from it. I've heard a lot of people say they want to see that storyline continued. I think that storyline's like very much so over. But I don't know. What do I know? I'll watch the deep dive and pass on the show. I'll let Jake take that for us. I got y'all. Don't worry about it. The Sir is saying hot take Stab 5, the time travel one, is the movie that goes back and fixes any and all continuity issues with Screams 1 through 3. And yes, it does address the cough cough second killer in 3. There you go. See, we could have a time travel Bill and Ted movie in Scream where we're just going back and seeing all the weird shit that we didn't know about until just now. So that could be the next Scream movie, the time travel one. Get Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. They'll probably do it. Actually, aren't they doing a Bill and Ted 4? Wasn't that announced recently? I wouldn't be sure. You know what? That's probably true. That's I don't know. I can't confirm or deny if that's true, but it's probably true. ASMR Ty is saying, popping in to say, what's up, dude? How's it going? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out with us, Ty. Dave Sim is saying, Big Daddy Jake. That's me. What's up, fella? I would love to stay for the stream, but I'm out for dinner. You're out for dinner, but you made sure to come in here and call me Big Daddy. I just appreciate that so much. What's up, Dave? I love you. And seeing Keeper right after, really looking forward to it. Enjoy. I just got to see it earlier today. I very much so liked it. I'd go so far as to say it's my favorite Osgood Perkins film. And I'm even kind of confident about that after only one viewing. Call me crazy, but I just don't really like the way that Osgood Perkins ends a lot of his movies. And this one has just a much better ending that wraps up everything that's kind of been going on. And it's a movie. It's such a weird movie because I think it's such a simple story, but the way that it's laid out and told is very complex and artsy and weird. But it worked for me. It's a weird one. But man, there are some of the best visuals in a movie all year in this film. I really loved that. But lots of stuff to love in the movie. I don't want to say too much about it because I think it's a great flick to go into blind. There's a lot of just like, what the fuck am I looking at in this movie? And I think people are either going to love that or hate it. So don't look up anything about this flick. Don't watch the trailers. I wish I had never seen any trailers or marketing for it. That's for sure. Michael is saying, Jake, if you want to do a deep dive by January, let me know. I'll send the VHS Dimension accidentally put out. What? The NC-17 cut, more brutal Casey scene and finale. I would, honestly, I would do a whole. Wait a minute. That's the thing. That's the thing that people might not know. Michael, send that my way. Michael, we just figured it out. Michael, what's your email? What's your email right now, dude? I'm gonna send you an email on stream. That's the thing. Oh my God, that's the fucking thing, baby. We got it all figured out. Michael, we did some crazy detective work on this stream and we just figured it out. Let me know in the chat what your email is and I will send you an email or don't, you don't have to dox yourself. I'm just excited. Send me an email, killjoyjake1@gmail.com. There you go. And I'll dox you myself. I'm kidding. Send me an email, killjoyjake1@gmail.com. About that, because that would be awesome. That's my thing. There we go. We're getting into some new shit, baby. We figured it out. Gina is saying Ziggs is great though. If his dad turns into a Tossa, he starts growling at his dad, saying "Stay away from me." Oh no! I hope Ziggs is okay. That's brutal. So much love. What else is going on here? Melissa Wildcard is with us. Cool. What's up, Melissa? How we doing? Welcome in. Thank you for being with us. Wish they did a Scream at Sydney's high school reunion, super camp, but would have been hilarious watching her classmates get it. This could have been done as a TV show, everyone waiting for Sid. Maybe she just never showed up and Ghostface is just killing everybody else kind of thing. Because why would Sydney go back to Woodsboro if she doesn't have to? That could be kind of fun. Honestly, that could be kind of fun. Just Ghostface thought Sydney was going to be here, but now I'm just killing all my old classmates I didn't like or something like that. That could work. That could work for me. Renee, what's up? I did watch it. I didn't watch it yet, but it's on my list. I don't know what you're talking about, but hell yeah, put it on the list, baby. Make it happen. Senor Morgue is saying, hey partner, greetings from Uruguay. I always have a tough time saying that word for some reason. I think Anna Camp is Leslie Mocker with another identity. Well, hello, my friend. Thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate you a ton. I agree. I think Anna Camp is absolutely going to be our killer, and she's going to be Stu's sister. And Timothy Oliphant is going to run onto screen and say, Stu's sister. Just like that. Is he dead? I don't know. I don't care. He's just going to run on screen and say that. He's going to look like how he did in Alien Earth, though, with like the crazy Blade Runner hair. He's going to be playing the same character from Alien Earth, runs in and says that during the reveal. So I am fully expecting that's what our killer is going to be in this movie. So definitely 100% think that. Hey guys, if you're just joining us, Erica, I'm so sorry if you've heard me say this now 3 times, but Erica is throwing a link out there for our Creep Tape Season 1 deep dive that I put out today. It was a lot of work. It's a 33-minute video recapping the entire first season of Creep Tapes, which Season 2 has just started today. So if you need a recap, if you want to learn some more things about it that maybe you didn't know already, check it out. I also have a theory in that video regarding what I think Creep 3, the next movie in the franchise, is going to be all about. I think that the show is setting up something for a big reveal, big movie coming up in the future. It's also a big collaboration with the Splattercast guys. Luke and Dylan joined me to talk a little Creep. So if you want to get freaky, you want to have some tubby times and wear some crazy wolf masks, stop by that video. It's a fun one. Give it a watch after stream. King Bull is saying to survive Ghostface, just stand behind the Man of Steel, Chad. He'll take all the stabs for you. Don't worry about it. He tends to do that. Senior Morg is saying, I'm the first slasher YouTuber from here. Could be great to collaborate on a live stream. That would be awesome. I love your name. Let me tell you that. You're the first slasher YouTuber? Is that what you just said? Like you're the number one? You're the first person to do it? You joined YouTube in February of 2025. You liar. It's okay. I still love you. Thank you for being with us. Very fun stuff. I literally just went to your page and I was like, you're the first? Come on now. What's going on with that? No, well, hey, I'm always down to talk horror, though. That's what I'll say. Eric Joe Noyes is saying, Jake and all, good evening. Cheers from Sao Paulo, Brazil. What's up, Eric? Thank you for hanging out with us. We got people from all over the world hanging out with us. Oh, and okay. You're the first. I got you. You're the first slasher YouTuber in Uruguay. I always have trouble saying that. I'm so sorry. That's amazing, though. Okay, well, congratulations. I'll shut the hell up. I don't know what I'm talking about. We got Eric from Sao Paulo. We got Senior Morg from Uruguay. We love it. We love it, baby. Love it. Thank you for hanging out with us, dude. Appreciate you a ton. You lost the 20K channel last year. That's gotta suck. I'm so sorry. That's no good. I'm trying to get this channel to 100K. Maybe we can hit it 40K before the end of the year, though. That would be a lot of fun. We are so close to 38. We're inching there. I don't know what's going on, and I'm having trouble getting subs today. But please subscribe if you're just watching this channel for the first time. We're going to be talking a lot of Scream. So if you want to talk a lot of Scream, check it out. Season 3 had the OG mask. Season 3 of the show did. Yeah, they went back to the OG mask, but unfortunately the writing quality kind of dipped. Not a whole lot of love for some of the characters and, well, all of that. It's also a waste of Keke Palmer, which is like, dude, if you're going to have Keke Palmer, you can't be wasting Keke. Come on now. The fact, I hope she still is able to get into a Scream movie. That would be awesome. That would make me very happy. Mr. Morg is from the named podcast, the Morg from the MTV Scream series, Noah Foster podcast. Oh, that's awesome. There we go. We love it. We'd love to hear it. It's very good stuff. Very good. Very good. I'm excited to do some more Scream videos next week. You're not going to see. I'm going to be re-uploading a deep dive from the other channel next week, but it's going to be a little redux, a little revamp. But I am going to be working on a ton of new Scream videos. I also have a ton of really fun streams coming up next week where I'm bringing a ton of people on the channel. It's going to be a very good time, ton of guests. But I'm thinking about going through the entire cast list and predicting if they're going to die, if they're going to be the Ghostface, or if they're going to live. And that's kind of my that's going to be my big video, one of my big videos for next week. Hollywood Guys throwing $2 out there too. Thank you so much for the support. Are you wanting to see the new Scary Movie? Absolutely. As soon as Scream 7 comes out, I think that's going to be kind of the focal point, the focal coverage of new stuff on the page. just talking all about Scary Movie. That and Ready or Not 2, it's going to be kind of like, as we move into spring and summer of next year, that's going to be kind of our two big things we're covering. We may be covering production on Scream 8 as well, so that might be another big one. But those three, I think we're going to be revolving around quite a bit. I think Ready or Not 2 is going to be big. I think there's going to be a lot of excitement for that. A lot of, very big people who are going to be in that movie. We have Catherine Newton and Samara Weaving teaming up together as potential blood relatives who are going to fight evil family members. No idea where this is going, but I'm excited for it. And then the new Scary Movie looks like it's actually going to be a good Scary Movie sequel. We haven't had one of those in a little while, so definitely excited for the Wayans to return to Scary Movie. We just got a really big announcement about it this past week. Hanson is coming back, as well as Gail Hailstorm. So Sherry O'Terry and I can't remember, Chris Elliott. Those two performers are going to be in the new Scary Movie. So ton of legacy characters playing these beloved roles, iconic parody roles are going to be back for Scary Movie 6. So I think it's going to rock. I am very excited for that movie. It's going to be like the true Scary Movie 3. But I do like, honestly, some of the Charlie Sheen movies are good. Not all of them, but but Scary Movie 3 is. I thought that one was good. Jeremy Marshall is saying, "Hi Jake, do you think that Stu is alive?" I think that it's a possibility. I think it is absolutely something that could happen in the new flick. But I just, I feel like it's too obvious. I feel like they're making it, I feel like it's a misdirection because there's so much in the trailer that is making us think, oh, it's Stu. But I feel like if it's Stu at this point and the trailer is just like everything about the trailer is pointing towards Stu as the killer, I feel like it would be too obvious of a reveal. I will say that with Matthew Lillard actually being in the cast, it makes sense that it could be him. So who knows? Who knows what the case is going to be. But anything is possible with the new Scream movie. Hopefully they're able to find a way to shock and surprise us in one way, shape, or form. Senior Morgan is saying, I will make a live stream on Sunday. It could be great if you want to come. You're welcome. Unfortunately, I can't this weekend. It is my 2-year anniversary with my fiance, but but maybe at some point in the future here, we will definitely talk. No work for Jake this weekend, unfortunately. Michael Rue is saying Noah should be brought into the main series, Kirby's FBI partner. What? I really like the way you ended that. That was nice. Noah was a solid character. He was, it was okay. I don't know. Not a lot of Scream TV series characters. They're all right. They're serviceable. I don't know if there's anyone where I was just like, hell yeah, rooting for that person. I don't know. I wish I liked them more. I definitely wish I liked them. That's such a big thing about the movies that I think they have over the TV series. The characters are so great in the movies. It's hard to top that. Hybrid Gamer is saying, hey, Jake, what do you think Emma Roberts' role will be in the new... I don't know if she's actually confirmed to be in the new movie, but if she is, that would be cool. I would love to see if she has some sort of role in this new movie. That would be great. Sorry, I talk about her a lot. Just my favorite character in the series next to Sam. Hey, listen, no disagreements there. She's one of my favorite ghost faces, without a doubt. I think that if Jill is back in some capacity, she could just be an AI voice. I don't see this character being alive. But this is another killer who I really like, and I think there could be more to it. Could be more to her at some point in the future. So you never know, Hybrid Gamer. You never know what's going to happen. Scream is always going to be shocking and surprising. Will they bring back... I think if they bring back Stu as a dead character, why not bring back more dead characters in the future? So if Stu comes back, I think the toothpaste has been let out of the tube, essentially. You're never putting it back in. You're just going to have more and more dead characters come out in more movies because it's nostalgia sells, baby. I mean, Stu might not even be... Let's be real here. Stu might not even be on screen. Matthew Lillard may not even play this character in the film. And people are going to show up in droves. I mean, there's still... the opening weekend for this movie is going to be outrageous. I think Scream 7 is going to make more money than the previous flick. I think without a doubt. Like without it could crack 200 million just because people are thinking that Stu is going to be alive and back in this movie. Nostalgia sells. So if he is in this movie, I think that they've just turned this franchise into something else entirely. We're just going to see the next couple of movies be all about bringing back Jill, bringing back Mickey, bringing back Mrs. Loomis, maybe even Billy's alive. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next. But I think that there's if they bring Stu back, we've opened that up. We've just opened up that possibility. Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5. We would need a 30-year why Stu is missing if he comes back. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of questions, a lot of questions that need to be answered if that happens. I don't really want to see it happen. I think it's just more interesting to see what a new killer's whole MO is. Scream is all about what's happening in the modern day, all about what's happening with horror films in exactly this time and this place. And I just think their killers should follow suit. I think that's another reason why I like the idea that it's going to be a new killer. It's going to be fresh blood who's coming to kill people for a whole new reason than whatever happened in the last one. So I agree. I don't really want to see Stu just monologuing about why he waited 30 years to just now come after Sydney. I don't need to see that, but you never know what's going to happen. I wouldn't be shocked if they just decided to open up that floodgate. Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5 again. I appreciate it. I do love Matthew Lillard. I can't say I wouldn't want another Matthew Lillard performance. Mimi is saying that Jake, have you seen When Evil Lurks? It's a great Argentinian horror film. I have seen it. It is, I think it has one of the scariest scenes with a dog that I have ever seen in a horror flick. That's all I'm going to say if you haven't seen it. But my God, that's one I'd love to do a deep dive on it at some point in the future. I think in a lot of ways, I've described that movie as like the Evil Dead apocalypse movie, but it's got such a different tone to it. Like, it is not fun. Evil Dead movies are kind of fun. That movie's got like an Evil Dead vibe, but like just suck all the fun out and replace it with even more terror. It is just a horrifying, very, very pessimistic movie, but I love it. I think it's a rare movie that actually got under my skin. And I watch a new horror movie pretty much every single week. It takes a lot to scare me, and this was one that got under my skin quite a bit. I was not okay after watching this one. So loved When Evil Lurks. I think it's a modern masterpiece. Definitely one of those movies that needs to be talked about more for sure. Jake, so I Googled Jasmine Savoy Brown and your video came up as recommended. That's awesome. Thank you for the ego boost on stream. That means a lot. Appreciate that a ton. Paula is saying, love being here. Been here since the beginning. Thank you so much, Paula. I had some Google Chrome and Wi-Fi issues. That's all good. No worries. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate it. Happy anniversary. Thank you guys. Appreciate everyone saying that. It means a lot. Yeah, it's our anniversary next Tuesday, and we're doing a little something Saturday night, and then the folks are coming over for a little get together on Sunday. So our weekend is packed. It's gonna be fun. Got a lot of fun stuff. Seeing a lot of good people. What else is going on? Thank you to everyone who sent in a super chat and supported. So much appreciated. Hell yes, Erica. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who supports the page. Really does mean quite a bit. Thank you for throwing that out there. Really means a lot. Joe Bamba, thank you for being a channel member. What's up, Joe? Did you watch the new Creep tapes, dude? Yes. So I'm gonna be real. I just covered season 1 again, and I really do love that show and that first season. Episode 1 of season 2 is the best episode of the whole show. I'm gonna die on that hill. I think it is. It kind of blew me away a little bit. It is very meta, Scream fans. If your ears might be burning after hearing that word, come on now. It's a very meta episode, and it's done very well. I think it's written. It's written very perfectly, I gotta say. So the new Creep Tapes episode, I forgot to do a review on it. I've been so busy with everything else today. I never got around to it, but man, it's my favorite episode of the whole show thus far. So season 2 is off to a great start. I think season 2 is going to be even better than season 1, and I'm really excited to see the rest of the show. We got 5 more episodes in the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to be trying to cover all of them. After this stream, I'm going to post a little short review of it. So you enjoyed it. I like the creativity of this series. I totally agree. This episode especially, I feel like this episode was like the most creative so far. I love David Dastmalchian too. So if you like him from Late Night with the Devil, Prisoners, I'm trying to think what else he's done. The Boogeyman, I don't know why that movie's coming to mind, but he's in a ton of weird horror movies. I think that this is another great addition to his catalog. What show are we talking about? The Creep Tapes. It is the show based on the Creep movies that season 2 has just dropped, and it's the first episode of season 2 at least. So give it a watch and let us know what you guys think. It's the show's off to a very good start, I think, yet again. Senor Morgan saying, I got to go. Everyone have a great night and happy anniversary, man. Have a nice weekend. And we hope you make a great podcast, a good podcast someday. Hey, we'll make it happen sometime soon for sure. Thank you for joining us. I greatly appreciate you, my friend. My friend from Uruguay, a country that I have a hard time pronouncing, but we do appreciate you a ton for being here with us. Thank you. Thank you. Paula is saying we'll be watching the episode this weekend. Hell yes. It's a quick watch. It's, 24 minutes, nothing too crazy. Not asking too much. And yeah, we'll have more. There'll be more episodes every Friday for the next 5 weeks. So it's kind of exciting stuff. It's a nice thing to jump into. It's nothing too, not too big of a commitment, right? It's only 6 episodes and they're all like less than 30 minutes. So I think that's always nice. What else is going on here? Looking for some more chats. Maybe Stu is hiding a big secret for some reason. Stu's big secret. There was a third killer in the original Scream the entire time. And we're not talking about Roman. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going on about. I thought it sounded interesting until you said breastfeeding. David is in Dexter Resurrection, which I can't watch. Yeah, there is some really upsetting breastfeeding in season 1 of the Creep tape. So if that's not your vibe, if you don't like gross out humor, I don't know if you'll like Creep, but it's very gross. It's very uncomfortable. It's very like Tim Robinson style humor. If you like I Think You Should Leave, this is kind of the horror version of I Think You Should Leave in a lot of ways. So I think if you like that show, you'll kind of vibe with this series. It's so uncomfortable. It's funny to me. Like I'm kind of cracking up watching some of these episodes. Crazy stuff. His secret is he was the one who left the toilet seat up. Oh God, you don't want to be the person to do that. You will get attacked for doing something like that. You were traumatized from that episode, the Alpha? Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a fun one to revisit. I almost forgot about that until I put on episode 6 again. I'm just like, oh my God. Oh, it's awful. Lord. Shit's crazy. I love I Think You Should Leave, says Erica. I do too. I think that show is, Tim Robinson is just, he just cracks me up. He has a new show called The Chair Company, which I only watched the first episode of, but it's got a real strong start. You sure about that? You sure about that? The sloppy steaks thing makes me cry laughing. That is so unbelievably funny. But he's got that new show over on HBO, and then also he had a new A24 movie come out recently called Friendship with Paul Rudd, and it's hilarious if you guys have not seen it. I could not recommend it enough. Also very that style of humor. So if that's something you're interested in, that Friendship movie was hilarious. Jake, there is a theory that Dewey was a third killer in Scream. A third oh, okay. Dewey is such a goofball character. I don't know if he could be a killer. I would want to hear the whole setup. I want to hear the whole theory in that case, because I think Dewey is just he's one of those characters to me that he wouldn't hurt a fly, but at the same time, his heart is bigger than his brain. He's not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed. I feel like he's a little dim-witted, but that's kind of why we love him. He's a lovable guy. He's a do-gooder. Like he's always got good intentions for whatever he's doing, but sometimes he messes up a little bit. That's just who Dewey is, I think. We got COD and the Creep Tapes today. It's lit. Hell yeah. Queric, thank you for hanging out with us. I'm so loving Creep Tapes season 2 so far. Really off to a strong start. Val Janowski, the General, is with us. Happy Friday, Jake, and all in the chat. Thanks for being with us, Val. Appreciate you a bunch. Thanks for being here. Thank you for talking Scream. You saw Friendship. Friendship was great. Yeah, Friendship was very funny if you haven't seen that. Whoever made that theory was high as the sky. Yeah, I don't know. Dewey is he's a goofball. He even answers the phone after Sydney, and he's just like, "Hello?" Who's there? I love that. He's a goofball. He's kind of more of a silly character. I don't know if I could see him being Ghostface. I think that's why it's so funny in especially Scary Movie when Doofy ends up being the killer. It's just like, that's ridiculous. That I don't know if that would ever happen. That's so goofy. Very funny stuff there. So But yeah, I am excited for Scream 7. I'm really excited to do this video next week talking about who I think is going to live and die. Because I think there is a lot to talk about and speculate on there. And I'm definitely excited to see where all these characters are going to rank for me in terms of living, dying, maybe just being side characters. Because there's one character in particular who I think is just going to have he's just going to be there for a scene. He's not going to die. He's going to live, but he's not exactly super important to, the full story. So there's a few characters that I'm predicting are going to live, but they're not exactly like big players. Tamala Voorhees is saying, just got out of the theater for Keeper. Always appreciate a good slow burn, but the execution needs to hit right, which I find Osgood might have missed the mark on the last few flicks. Enjoyed the third act. It does take, Keeper takes its time to get to where it's going. But I was really enjoying the journey. There is a lot of just not only beautiful cinematography, but there's just a really nice, devolving into madness kind of vibe with that movie. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's it's just a really interesting slow burn. It's the kind of slow burn that I can really vibe with. I feel like there's so many of these movies that feel inconsequential. It's kind of just like a lot of exposition and then finally the reveal. This was a movie that did have an interesting journey and had some just crazy visuals and plot beats along the way that I really liked. I don't think it's perfect by any means, but I had a really good time with Keeper. I really enjoyed it. I honestly think it might be my new favorite Osgood Perkins flick. So I was a little hotter on that one than I even thought. And I'm really excited to talk more about it hopefully sometime soon. I would love to do a review, but the last time I did a review after the Friday that a movie released, I lost 2 subscribers and did not get any views on said video. So I only do reviews now if I can see them early, or I do little shorts, or I'll do a little short. So I lost 2 subscribers talking about a new horror movie on a horror page. So it's crazy these days out here. Crazy. Shirtless in Heaven is saying, hello, Jake. What a name. What's up, Shirtless in Heaven? How we doing? 7 Heaven, baby. Austin Ullman is saying, if there's a new Nightmare Scream, I want Nev and Jamie Lee Curtis to be the killers. That would be super meta, unbelievably meta. That's crazy. I love that though. I love the idea of them teaming up together. That'd be really fun. Soul is saying, did you like Sophie Thatcher in Companion or Heretic? Yeah, I think that Sophie Thatcher is unbelievably talented. She's very young, and to have all these just starring roles in these really, really well done horror movies too. It's really impressive to me. So Sophie Thatcher, she kind of came out of nowhere. I know a lot of people know her from Yellow Jackets. But she had a few small roles in some weird horror movies. She has a small role in Maxine, for instance. And then she kind of got a lead role in Boogeyman, and that wasn't very good. That movie's been brought up twice tonight. That's so weird. But then Companion and Heretic, just, oh my God, blew my mind. Were amazing movies, and a lot of it is because of her performance. So I think that Sophie Thatcher is a really impressive up-and-coming actress, and I'm really excited to see what she does next. I totally agree that she would be a great Scream character. I actually did a whole video lobbying for her to be in Scream 7 a long time ago, before the Melissa Barrera firing stuff happened. I did a video talking about just a character I would love to see in Scream, and Sophie Thatcher was the person I cast to play that person. So I did that video 2 years ago now, but I was really proud of it. I thought it was fun. So I absolutely love her. Would love to see her in this series at some point. That'd be great. Shirtless in Heaven is saying, we're doing good, just geeking over movies as usual. I'm right there with you, dog. You love the content, by the way. That's really kind. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm fantastic. I'm just having a good time talking a little Scream, talking a little creep tapes, I'm just vibing out. It's a good time. So thank you for geeking out with movies with me. Appreciate you for being here. Thank you. Erica is saying, I love Sophie Thatcher. I think she's great in everything she's in. I totally agree. She's been excellent. I have not watched all of Yellow Jackets, though. I will say that. I'm really excited to finish that show eventually. I have really only seen the first season, and I haven't gotten back to it. I just kind of got busy. But I do want to finish it. It is very good. So at some point here, this is part of the reason I'm doing this deep dive series, by the way, so I can actually get through more television series. I'm going to start breaking down more television shows through this deep dive series. it's kind of easy to cover movies. Like I got a formula for it, now. It's 2 hours of your time basically, and then I can come and do some sort of deep dive or review, whatever. But with when it comes to television series, it's a lot more. Lot tougher to make happen. So I really want to be able to cover more shows. There's so many shows I want to watch, horror shows especially, that I haven't had time to get around to. So maybe at some point we will make it happen. I haven't watched Yellow Jackets. I know I've seen most of season 1, if I'm not mistaken. I actually don't think I finished season 1. I think I finished most of it, but it's very good stuff. It was excellent. Don't ban me yet. I've seen some of it. I've seen some of it. I promise. Faith Dorn is saying, "Hey Jake, Erica, and chat. Sorry to be joining late. Was at dinner for my anniversary." Wow, everyone's got anniversaries today. That's awesome. Well, happy anniversary, Faith. That's wonderful. Hope everyone is having a great Friday. Same to you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for talking Scream on your anniversary too, which is crazy. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you. Means a lot. Jake, the Dewey theory strictly refers to the first movie only, but my theory is that Dewey got fed up with the bullying after being humiliated in front of his boss. He snapped and killed Tatum in a rage. It was Dewey in the garage with an ice cream cone. It's like Clue, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't see Dewey as a killer, but I respect it. And I think that, when it comes to this franchise, it's always crazy to come up with some really fun theories, just about just other crazy things that could have happened amidst the chaos. So I'm here for it. I think Dewey is one of those characters that he's just inherently a good guy. I think it would be, shocking for him to be a killer. But I also I think, having a good reason behind doing it too that's always been very important to me. Austin Allman is saying, "I want Toni Collette in a Scream movie so bad." That's a wild casting. I'd be here for that. She could be somebody's mom, somebody's angry mom, just like in Hereditary. May is saying, "I hope the stew scene is a old school VHS tape sent to Sid or her daughter showing Maureen's death with Roman and Billy too. That could be brutal. Would love, instead of a flashback, maybe like an old tape. Yeah, I think that would be fun." His motive was his sister was mean. I mean, Tatum was a little mean to Dewey, so I mean, maybe he had enough of it. Was just like, man, fuck this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actively losing my voice. I've been screaming at this microphone all week, so I'm gonna get some rest. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for supporting the page. To everyone who threw out a super chat or something there, please subscribe if you haven't. Please watch that Creep Tapes video if you haven't either. And I will have some more Scream videos on the way next week, as well as some more Scream streams. I have some really fun people, some guests coming on next week, and I'm really excited for that. Lots of people coming on. Oh man, we got a whole thing next week. So I'll be setting up those streams soon for you guys to see. Thank you guys again for watching. Please check out that Creep Tapes video. Like, I'm begging you. I really need that video to get to 1,000 views, because I really want to start doing these deep dives weekly. That would be a lot of fun. But again, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Have a safe